There are second lenders out there when you do the home equity, they will not approve it without signing a promissory note. So in your opinion, what is the main disadvantage of short sale versus foreclosure?
Well, that's what the advantages and disadvantages are going to vary from homeowner to homeowner. If the second is the same lender as the first, and they were both originated at the same time, what is the advantage of signing that promissory note?
It's two different lenders. One is a
What, do they originate as two different lenders?
No.
Well, it doesn't matter who the lenders are today, it's who they were at the point of origination. Laws of assignment kick in. Whoever has it today has no greater or lesser rights than the person that sold them the loan.
So you're saying that to avoid the promissory note, you could easily just go to foreclosure?
No, what I would tell the client is don't sign the promissory note until you talk to a lawyer first.
How much is the lawyer fee?
It depends on the lawyer you go to. You know, it really does. If you come into my office, what you're probably going to get hit with is the first hour. As we sit here today, my billing rate is at $280 for the first hour, and then the second hour and each subsequent hour during the initial consultation is $150 an hour.
Since you attended the thing, you get a discount?
No, I mean, if they can come in, and usually, within an hour or two or three, I'm on top of it, depending upon how many properties we're looking at.
Will that involve you sending a letter to the lender, having to consult with you?
The lender?
Yeah, if the client has to see you, would you be able to write a letter on their behalf?
Yeah, it depends upon whatever the client's needs are. But it's very possible the client's going to come in, and I look at it and say, well, you had an obligation to pay on the second. If you had an obligation to pay on the second, how have you been harmed? But if they did not have an obligation to pay on the second, then the letter's going to go to the real estate professionals that were involved in having them sign that promissory note.
What determines if they have an obligation to pay?
What's that?
What determines if they have an obligation to pay?
You can't find an exception to that general rule that they have an obligation to pay. You have a contract, right? Do they perform? Then they're in breach of contract.
So they have an obligation to pay?
They got an obligation to pay. That obligation arose at the time they signed the original contract. Now, what you're looking for, what we're essentially saying here is if California's anti-deficiency statutes would have provided them with some relief from having to pay, and you had them sign a promissory note to close the short sale, pray you had E&O insurance, or that you had that file papered with a lot of disclosures. Adequately worded disclosures. I can't emphasize enough, in a short sale environment, you are dealing with combatants jockeying for position with one another, trying to get paid. That is a prime example of a lender that's a shrewd negotiator improving their position, or trying to improve their position. I don't know if they actually did or not, but they're trying. I give them an A for their college effort. They gave it the old college try, and they got somebody to sign. You are dealing with deceitful people on the other side. I'm going to give you a real example of what I used to do when I collected money, before I was a lawyer. I'd call people up on the phone. I didn't like letters. I hated letters. Letters don't collect money. The phone collects money. The gift of gab collects money. I get people on the phone. Hey, Bill, how you doing? I'm calling you on a debt. I'm a debt collector. That sucks, doesn't it? But hey, I gotta talk to you though, man, because my boss, if I don't talk to you, I'm gonna get fired. You know how that works. And I start chatting it up with the guy, the gift of gab. That Alan guy, he's a nice guy. I like talking to him. He talks about the Chargers, he talks about the Padres. He's playing Little League Baseball. Yeah, I get the guy talking. And what happens as I get him talking? He's sharing information.